question, sir.
Acha, acha. The big ones are yet to come. Yes.
In Surah Luqman, Allah Ta'ala has said about Hazrat Luqman, وَإِذْ قَالَ لُقْمَانُ لِابْنِهِ وَهُوَ يَعِظُهُ يَا بُنَيَّ لَا تُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ إِنَّ الشِّرْكَ لَظُلْمٌ عَظِيمٌ. Hazur, could you kindly, this is the first part of the question, could you kindly let us know whether Hazrat Luqman was a prophet or just...
Well, there are two opinions about it. Some people believe in him to be just a wise man, and most of the Muslim scholars do that. And some consider him to be a prophet.
So where was he from? Was he from Egypt, Greek or Ethiopia?
Or any other country of the world.
Would you please throw some light if you know the...
Pardon?
Could you kindly give us some history?
No, I have no idea.
And sir, after preaching what he preached, that beautiful verses in the Holy Quran.
There is a discussion about this in Tafsir Kabir and elsewhere as well. People have conjectures. No definite knowledge is possessed by anyone. Just you can conjecture that he might have been from that country or from that country. But it was not considered important by the Holy Quran, or Holy Quran might have mentioned it, should have mentioned it otherwise. So what is the next question, please?
A third part of the question, same question. After preaching his son, those beautiful verses, in Shirk al-Zulmun Azim, and other things which are following after that, how much we know about his son? Was he a righteous man, or what the history?
What do you think?
Do you know any detail, please?
Pardon?
Do you know any details?
You know, the Holy Quran has its particular style. Now, by the way, when you read these verses, the injunctions of Luqman to his son, one cannot fail to recognize the language of prophets. When Abraham is addressing his sons, or Isaac is addressing his sons, and so on, and other prophets are admonishing their children, they generally use the same style of language. Particularly, they lay special stress upon perfect unity of God, unbreakable, insplitable unity. And they bring to the limelight the abhorrence of idolatry and so on. So the whole style of Hazrat Luqman seems to be that of a prophet. Now, it is the style of the Holy Quran that if an admonishment is carried to, is successfully accepted, it leaves the matter at that. It doesn't go into detail about that. But when it is denied or rebelled against, then invariably the Holy Quran tells speaks on what happened later on. You can't find any exception to this general rule. Wherever a word of advice is rendered or admonishment is given to some people, if they accept it, the Holy Quran doesn't enlarge further on the subject. If it is rejected or rebelled against, then the Holy Quran always points out to the ill consequences of their behavior and non-cooperation, and the punishment which is meted out to them by Allah. So in this regard, the obvious conclusion is that the son was a righteous man, and he must have accepted the advice of his father, or the Holy Quran should have told us. He listened to him, and then didn't obey, and then this happened to him. So because that part is missing, so it is unnecessary. It is obviously implied that he was a righteous man.
Third small question, sir.
Yes, please.
Hazur, Allah Ta'ala has said about Hazrat Muhammad.
You are still in the region of small questions. You have not yet entered the long ones, huh?
I got long ones in separate pockets. Hazur, about Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah Ta'ala has said, An-Nabiyyu Ummi, Ar-Rasulu Ummi.
Yes.
Could you kindly exactly tell us what Ummi mean, please? Because there's a lot of controversial points coming up in the newspaper nowadays.
What is the controversy? First tell me that.
Hazur, I want to ask you, please.
No, I want to ask you.
No, Hazur, somebody has written an essay in the newspaper.
Yes.
Saying that I'm more educated than Nauz Billah, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I have graduation and this and that.
So?
Apparently this is absolutely rude and absurd.
But this is not the point we are discussing at the moment. You are asking, you're asking me the translation of the word Ummi.
Yes, please.
And you have also mentioned that there is some controversy going on in the newspapers about the translation, correct translation of the word Ummi. Is that not so?
It is true, but
what is the controversy?
No, I'll come back to my original question. Could you kindly explain?
So I'll go back to my original question then. Tell me what this controversy is.
No, maybe I misunderstood the newspaper.
No, maybe you have, but tell us the misunderstanding you had.
Could you kindly explain what?
I will do that after you have told me what you have understood from the reports of the newspapers, whether rightly understood or wrongly. But whatever you have understood.
So what I understood was that in my mind of thinking, I mean, I nearly blew up. Who is he to blame our Prophet?
No, that is not the question. Again you are referring back to that stupid thing. What I am saying is that the controversy about the meaning of Ummi, the word Ummi.
Yes.
What is the nature of this controversy?
Hazur, other day you said that, sir, in these question and answer sessions, that Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam was Khatamun Nabiyyin before anybody was born.
Yes.
I mean, keeping that in mind, surely this is absurd to ask the way I'm asking you what does Rasul Ummi mean. But, since this has come up in the newspaper, I thought it's better if...
Exactly, this is what I'm asking you. What has come up in the newspapers? I don't read these things, so I'm asking you. I should be abreast of what is happening. Now you have told me that there is a debate going on.
May I come back on this one tomorrow, sir? I'll read it properly again in the newspaper and come back on
You will come back tomorrow while you will not be here.
Next week, sir. May I come back next week on this one?
Okay, yes, okay.
So next question?
Yes. And still his big ones are untouched, they're lying,
so this is
lying tucked safely in this pocket.
So this is not practical question, but I was
thinking... This is not what? This is
Would
not
you kindly explain, sir? This is a theoretical question. I don't know whether I'm supposed to ask or not. Hazur, if our Mohsin Azam, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, had not come in the world, what would have happened to us and our religion? Please, could you explain?
What would have been your religion? First tell me that.
Can I say it again? If
first let me know, what an if, imagine first of all, if he had not come, That again reminds me of the same verse which I have repeated so many times here previously, that उस जुल्फ पे फबती शब दैजूर की सूझी अंधे को अंधेरे में बहुत दूर की सूझी. It is much more applicable in this, on this situation. Why don't you imagine if the universe had not been created? Why don't you start from there, from the beginning, and then pose this question, what would have been your religion in that case? See? Have you understood something from this? Because you're nodding very...
Not complete, sir.
All right. So your next question. What a question, He said, if Rasulullah had not come, what would have been my religion?
So I was asked this question because what happened was I was preaching to some Englishman.
Yes.
And he said, look, you talk about Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa all the time.